What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. As ever, thank you so much for stopping by. If you've not done so already, if you could hit the subscribe button for me, if you could like the video for me as well, if you could also share the video, and any comments that you've got, please feel free, leave them in the comment section down below. As ever, I always appreciate any interaction and anything that's going on. So, Farke's press conference this afternoon has obviously left everybody in meltdown, kind of, a little bit. The big thing for me to take out of it is obviously the injury list and the injuries that are coming from it. So from what he said, we know Solomon is definitely out, hamstring injury, so he's gone from a back injury to a hamstring injury. I don't know if that might just be a case of with playing a couple of games or 2 or 3 games in quick succession that his body's just reacting to it slightly, or, is this maybe the views of things to come? In any case, we've got Ramazani, who I think is going to do the job in there anyway. So it's bad that he's out, but it's just one of those things. Dan James is still out. Woba's still out as well. And I think there's talk about Woba having to potentially have surgery. That doesn't make any sense. So, I'll be honest with you, my views on Woba, it's no big loss. He doesn't seem committed in any way, shape or form. So it's just one of those things, really. You've then got other things like Struijk with an adductor injury, which isn't the first time he's had an adductor injury. So there's positivity potentially behind it, but he might not be featuring in the game this weekend. So again, let's just see what kind of happens. There's an issue with Firpo as well. Again, he didn't train at the start of the week, so moving forwards, will he be ready for the match this weekend? So again, something that we're just going to have to see. And Bamford is out with another hamstring problem, which is great. It doesn't sound very positive, but it's just one of those situations that you kind of get into, and this is where I really have my issues with things like international breaks and stuff like that, and the way that international breaks work and how they kind of affect the team. That you can't get that kind of continuity there with players going off left, right and centre. I'm not blaming the international breaks on people's injuries, but it's just we're at that weird period now where we've just had an international break and there's another one looming at the same time as well. So they can be a blessing and a curse, but I have no sort of interest in them whatsoever at all. And that's just my humble opinion. It's just one of those things. I can't stand them, in all honesty. So obviously we've got Coventry this weekend, and I think Coventry have got some potential injuries that they're looking at the same time as well. Let me just have a quick look. So Coventry-wise, players that are currently injured at the moment, you've got Sheaf with an ankle injury, Allen with a knee injury, and Borges Rodriguez, who has got a thigh injury as well. So there's 3 players there that are definitely not going to be playing currently at the moment. So it's interesting in terms of the line of questioning towards Farke, because Coventry managers under a lot of pressure at the moment, because I think it's just they've got 5 points so far this season. So there's a bit of him being quite under a lot of pressure, and the way the question was phrased at Farke, it kind of felt more like, and that was from Graham Smith at the Yorkshire Evening Post, it kind of felt more like it wasn't just about the Coventry manager, it was about in a whole, but going back to Farke as well in terms of being under pressure. So whether or not if managers are under pressure, and do they contact each other and speak. So there was a big push on that being under pressure side of things, and there was obviously questions around Geldhart, questions around how long we keep going with Joseph, and which is a bit of an odd question for me, because I think Joseph has been fine. He's been okay, so I've got no issues with that at all. Just short press conference. Like I say, it's just one of those things. In terms of the way that I look at it from a match point of view for Saturday, if the injuries are as they say they are, I would go for Melier in goal. I'd take Schmidt at left back, Ampadu left centre back, Rodon right centre back, Bogle right back, Gruev left centre, Ayo Tanaka right centre. Then Left wing forward would be Ramazani, Brendan Aronson in the number 10, obviously Nonto, and then I would go with Joseph up front. So that would be my lineup pretty much for that game, and that is still a strong team, even without the players that would usually be in there. Obviously, that is basing it on the fact that everybody might be injured, or the people that are saying that are injured don't play. My thing with Struijk is that I wouldn't, if he's got a bit of a twinge, I wouldn't risk it, because we know what happened last time. We risked it with him and he was out for pretty much the entire season. So I wouldn't risk it with him. If it's just a slight twinge and it can be healed and repaired and whatever, let it heal and repair and let it do what it needs to do, and getting back for a lot more of the season moving forwards. But this is, I might get what I want, which is to see Tanaka in the midfield, which would be really, really nice in terms of my view. So it'll be a good game, a very, very good game. The press conference was interesting. I am mildly concerned in terms of the injuries and what's going on with them, and whether or not that's going to have a knock-on effect as the season progresses. Yes, we know we have a small squad. We know that when you take certain players out, that it puts us under a little bit of pressure at the same time as well. But let's not panic too much yet. But yeah, it is something just to be aware of for the time being. That's going to do it. Just a nice little short one, just to talk on the press conference, and also as well to Coventry and my lineup if I was choosing, if everybody was injured in the way that they say there was. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, if you agree with the stuff that I've said. If not, your thoughts on the press conference as well. Yeah. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Please like the video for me. Please share the video for me as well. In other news, I have managed to get the email that everybody loves to get, which is to be asked to go on to the YouTube partner program. So I'm in the process of doing that, and that is thanks to you guys. So I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you for taking in my content. Thank you for engaging with my content. I generally really, really appreciate it. I'm just some little nobody, for want of a better phrase, that just has a little bit of a chat about Leeds, and you guys are supporting me, so I really, really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, as I said at the start, subscribe for me. Really want to keep bumping them numbers up. 2,000 is where I'd like to get to as soon as possible. Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.